Hi guys, in this lesson we will explain how to write for loop in a single line code, or to use the list comprehensions, which are commonly used in Python, especially when you work with pandas library. So the basic syntax is pretty enough to work and implement it in the future. Before explaining it, let's create the for loop, the loop that we have already explained in the previous lessons. For I in range 10, print out I, and it will print out the first 10 elements from this range here. We could even write it like that. Click Alt Enter. This is also the single line code, but this is not a proper syntax here. It should always use it like that if we use colon signs. But another way of using it is this. We have the list comprehension. We already know that here we haven't given any condition, and to use the list comprehensions for this range, we should create it inside the square brackets, like I for I in the range 10. This is just, and entail it surrounded with square brackets. If I print Alt Enter, it will print out this element inside of this range here, but we could assign it to the variable itself, a, and print it out. You'll see that it has iterated each element and printed it out. This I is going to be printed here. We could even add something here, plus 2, and it would plus 2 to each element here. This is the iteration. This is the value which is going to be printed out inside of this range here. This is one way of using this list comprehension. Even we could use it with strings. Let's create a string like a equals to house. This one, this is a string, and we want to iterate over this string. We could just type in I, or it shouldn't be only I, it could be string for string in this a. If I print it out, it will iterate each element, each character of this string here. You can even copy this string and paste it inside instead of the variable here and run it. You could see how it just iterates through each element, each character here. We could even create a single line code with one condition. How we should do this? Let's see that I want to print out all the elements inside of the range which are could be divided to 2. How we should do? We already know that we can do it with this module operator here, but let's do it with this list comprehension. The only thing that I should do here is that like first I will give a condition I for I in range, this one, and after this range I will have to put what's the condition here. If I, this like dividable to the 2 is equal to what, 0. If each element inside of this range after dividing to 2 print out the 0, these numbers could be what, the even numbers here. If I click run here, it will print out the numbers or the elements which are easily dividable by 2 here, and after dividing we have no remainder here. That's why they are even numbers here. But if I just print out or type in 3 here, it will print out odd numbers here. We could even add something or multiply it to 2 and click enter. It will multiply each element to 2 here. Also we could even write this list comprehensions for 2 conditions, which is being written like this. Let's see that I want to output only a number which is divisible by 3 and 2. This should be given by nested conditions here. Also we have nested conditions which is being written like these ones. Let's see, square brackets x for x. I will explain it right now in the range 1 to 20, and here I will type a condition if x model parent 2 is equal to 0, and give another if. This is called the nested operand. If again x, this operand divided 2 equals to, or divided by 3 is equals to 0, print me the result here. If I click enter, it will print out 6, 12 and 18. What does it mean? We could see easily that print me the numbers inside of this range, which those numbers which after dividing into 2 and 3 would not print the remainder here. That the numbers or the elements that are both divided by 2 and by 3. These numbers are this one, 6, 12 and 18. 6 can be divided to 2 and 3, and after dividing we don't have a remainder. 12 again also works like that, and 18 too. And lastly we have what? We have if and else condition with the list comprehension. How we should type in if else condition. We know that we could assign it to the variable. Before explaining them, I will just print it with variable, and you can see the result is the same. And now let's use this list comprehension with the if and else condition. How we should, what is the syntax? Syntax is almost the same. We could type like x if x is divided by 2 is remain the 0, else let's type it not even. We will print out all the even numbers, and not even numbers we will print as the not even for x in range 1 and 10. If I print it out, because what we have done here, first we are just looping it, x, this x, and this for x in range 1 and 10. This is like this one. The syntax is the same, but this iteration, the printed x is go before this if condition here, and if and else is put between them, not like here or like here. Here we could see that if is located after the range function here, and two if conditions, nested conditions, two are located after the range function. But here, if we have a if and else condition here, we would put them between these iterable x here. We can't assign it like that. It will print out the error if we just print it like that. You could see that the syntax is like this one. X, if x is divisible by 0 is even. If it's not even, print me this word like not even. Otherwise print me the number or the element itself. The first one, we are printing the element itself, otherwise we are printing like not even here. It starts to just iterate it and print out the result here. Let's make another task output the names containing a character, like we have names in list here, like this is in list names equals to let's see that Steve, Bill, and Mark, and Cristiano, right? And I want to print out all the names which contain the I element, I character here. How should I type it or run this for element? We could easily do it like that. S for S, because we need only one condition here. S for S in names. Names is a variable that holds all this list, and give a condition if we have a I inside of this S, because S is going to be iterated here. And in that case, we will do what? We will print out this S here. If I run it, it will print out Bill and Cristiano. Does not matter, Cristiano. You could see how it works. You could define it to the variable names ready and print it out. Right, click Alt Enter. You could see that is what it has printed out. But the basic syntax we already know. We are just creating the loop for I in names, iterating, giving a variable that's going to be iterated, and here I will give a condition if I or this I is inside of our iterated character, this one, then print me what? Print me that I. Click enter. You will see that it will print out the name that contains this I here. But sometimes in pandas library, when you use it, we usually use this type of single line loop because that's much more easier than this multiple line codes here. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Bye.